TLC and Ticino Coffee and other things. But I'm coming with you today because I'm just fed up. I don't know about any of you, and I know you all probably feel the same way I do, that they're not doing a little bit more about these college shootings. And I taught at a college, and I taught at 2 colleges, as a matter of fact, and I know that it was difficult to get on the campus. Again, by the way, I'm just coming in, so I have my hat on and everything like that. It's cold out there. But anyway, and I'm just sick of every time I pick up the paper every other day, they're either going to a military installation or they're going to a school and shooting up a bunch of college students and things like that. And I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, and I feel for your family and all those other things that people say. That's not working for me anymore. I mean, we really need to step up to the plate. We really need to, ask questions. Why is this happening? Who's doing it? What's really happening? Because this is getting crazy. And I know that you feel the same way I do. Okay? Because it's just not fair anymore. I'm afraid, I'm afraid to send my grandchildren to school because I'm just frightened that something is just going to happen for no reason. We're the only people, I think, in the whole continent. Well, our airport is pretty much secure. I haven't been to the airport in a while, so I really don't know. But where our train stations and our bus stations and everything in our schools, we should have people in and out of our schools, protecting our teachers and our students. I know when I was working at Del Tech, you couldn't get in Del Tech without going through security. Okay, and I know that all the doors weren't covered, but the main doors that you came in, they were covered. We had enough coverage that we went in, we felt a little bit more secure. And I can remember an incident where a young lady who had an emotional incident, I really wasn't scared of her, but, she said, some things to me. And I said, well, really what happened, it was none of my business. And she kind of, she ranted to me about another teacher. And I said, well, that's really none of my business because I'm not in his class, so I don't know what's going on. And I said, I think you need to take it up with the teacher. Well, the truth of the matter is she had a kind of a crush on the teacher and she wanted to talk to me, girl talk. And I don't talk about people. If I have something to say to you, I will come directly to your face and say it. Well, anyway, the long and the short of it was that she got mad at me and she threatened me and everything like that. Well, there was a police officer in my classroom and he put his hand on his, and got his cell phone out and they escorted her out of the building and she went down and she told the dean and blah, blah, blah. Well, I had witnesses. So, anyway, they sent security. And so whenever I came in, I would call ahead and tell them I'm coming and they would walk me in and walk me out and whatever. I met her in the bathroom one day and there was a girl in the bathroom and she said some things to me again and I just ignored her because by right, I wasn't afraid of her. Okay, I just wasn't going to fight her on state grounds. And she didn't put her hands on me, But if she had put her hands on me outside of the school, okay, now I'm well then. This is long before I had the stroke. I'm well then. Okay, she like across the street at Borders Bookstore. Okay, believe me when I tell you, she would have known I've been there. Okay, but it's just one of those things. But we were so protected and guarded that I'm not understanding why we're not doing something about it. And something has to be done about it because if something's not done about it, clearly, they're having like target practice on us. Okay, and that is so unfair to the children. I don't want to call it, for lack of a better word, to the children that are trying to get an education, trying to be about things, trying to do things, and trying to relate to, and trying to relate to, the circumstances. And I don't know how anybody can go and study and just go to college without being afraid. You know, and this is like every, not even 10 days, this is every week somebody's getting shot, or some people are getting shot. You get 9 people killed, okay, in a college, and you don't have enough security there to protect your own. Okay, something's wrong. Something's really wrong, and this is happening across the board. Okay, so something's really wrong, and a lot of people are shocked at the young man. And I'm a psychologist. I'm not going to say because I didn't see the young man or anything like that. I know this much. Okay, we need to get on Washington. We need to let them know how we feel, and we need to do something about it. You know, I'm not saying pick up your arms or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person. But my feelings are, if we don't do something about it, if we don't start ranting and raving about it, if we don't march on Washington, it's funny. Okay, I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble, but let me sit back. We rant and rave about the most ridiculous things. We don't rant and rave about education. Well, some of us do. We don't rant and rave about, for lack of a better word, equality. You know, if you don't like me, that's fine. You know what I mean? Don't like me, but don't bother me. That's all I ask. We don't rant and rave about equal rights and equal pay. We don't rant and rave about better housing. We don't rant and rave about the homeless. We don't rant and rave about in this country, America. America. You know, not Africa or other countries. And I know, I resolve myself to the fact I can't save everybody. So I work in my square. We don't rant and rave about the hunger right here in America, in this country, on this side of the track. Okay? And you take care of yours before you take care of others. That's how I feel. I feel sorry for them. I will try to do what's best for them. I have a couple relatives out of this country, but I can't do anything about that. I have to do what's good for me. My own little square, my own little people, whatever. I have to try to do what is best for me. So, you know, having said all that, we're going to have to try to get some meetings together and whatever, and try to make Washington understand we're not going to tolerate it anymore. I mean, very peacefully. Martin Luther King was one of the most peaceful men I ever heard of. We are not going to tolerate it anymore. We're going to do our best, okay, to try to get them from gunning down our children. Okay, because that's what they're doing, and they seem to be going through to those people that believe in God or that are trying to get an education or trying to do something with their life. I don't know about the young man that shot the victims. All I know was that apparently he didn't want to do anything with his life. Obviously, he obviously had some issues. I'm not, you know what I mean. And I'm not his psychologist, so I didn't treat him. I didn't know him. In fact, I'm in Delaware. All I'm saying to you is that we as Americans have got to step up to the plate. And if we don't like what's happening, then all of Congress needs to be taken out, everybody in the White House, okay? And we need to put people in there that will, number one, you know, do for America. You know, number two, there isn't a petty fight going on, okay? You know, we're worrying about the American children because they're our future. And if we keep it up, we're not going to have a future. They're not going to be there because they're wiping them out little by little. But anyway, having said that, you know, I'm finished. I ranted. I'm coming back later with a book review, and I will talk to you all soon. God bless you, and please, God bless America.